Intelligent-ish talk, intelligent shit. Where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Shit. How do y'all live in those Arctic climates? Y'all people that live in the Midwest and in the East Coast. How y'all do that? Y'all be living in climates where it be snowing. Y'all be having wind storms and the rain be coming down sideways and it be like 32 degrees and that's considered warm. How you niggas do that? Look, I understand the white folks. You know what I mean? I understand the red bones. But how do you dark, iron skillet, shade tenant Negroes live in these cold-ass climates like Detroit and Chicago? Man, I went for my walk. It was 46 degrees in the morning, yesterday morning. 46. And I'm walking up that damn mountain. Man, I got to usually look most of the time when we do, I do my walk up Runyon Canyon. It's I get to the top. I'm warm about 3-4 minutes into the walk. I'm warm. I'm good. Man, that 46, 48 degrees. I mean, at the end of 3 miles, I was just as cold as I was at the beginning of 3 miles. How y'all do that? This is ungodly. Temperatures should never get really below the 60s, honestly. Anything below 60 degrees really, yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. But temperatures like in the 50s and the 60s, I mean in the 40s, and let me tell y'all something. I don't want to hear none of that stuff, man. Man, I don't care, man. 46 degrees is warm where I'm from. You chose to live in that damn tundra. I didn't. I pay LA rent, so I ain't got to deal with that bullshit. Yeah, I'll be like, LA expensive, yeah, but shit, LA climate is good for human beings too. Anything I gotta wear a jacket, and if I have to wear a hoodie, and I don't have the option of taking that hoodie off, it's too goddamn cold. I don't believe in clothes heavier than a hoodie. I don't jackets and long trench coats and all that shit. You old New Jack Swing dressing niggas. No. New Jack City, Nino Brown dressing, trench coat wearing. No, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. Hell, I'm mad when I gotta take my put on. I like wearing shorts year round. Goddammit. He said 39 and raining in Chicago. Shit. Kiss my ass. No. Somebody said, I know it's okay, I can't handle it. Like, that's why I choose to live in sunny Los Angeles. See, I'm only going to deal with that for this stuff yesterday. I'm only going to have to deal with that for a couple days, couple weeks. No, I'm not soft, I'm smart. I don't look at myself as smart. I look at y'all as goddamn idiots for living in them. Niggas ain't supposed to live in them cold ass climates. We are tropical people. Shit, we supposed to be in the sun. That's who the hell we is. We are sun people. If you live in a climate where you can't go into the sun 6 months out of the year, you're not somewhere your black ass need to be. You got that? Don't say I'm soft. Now I'm gonna call you an idiot. I'm not. What's up, Knockout Nutter? Yeah, Mainstream was dope. With Marcus, yeah. Dope podcast. Shit, that's my thing. I respect everybody. But people want to be like, man, you soft because you can't handle the earthquake. You know what I mean? You can't handle the cold weather in Milwaukee. You soft. No, nigga. Human beings were born between the tropics. The majority of human civilization lives between the tropics, or just a little north, just a little south. The closer you get to equators worldwide, less humans occupy those parcels of land. I choose to live in a climate that's a Mediterranean climate. The climate of Los Angeles is similar to the climate of the Mediterranean. The Moors lived in this kind of climate. You dig? They didn't live in tundras. Name one great empire that comes from a tundra that didn't kill a bunch of people. I'll wait. Huh. Yeah. Keep thinking. Name one society that comes from a frozen tundra that spread humanity across the globe. Name one. Name one frozen ass civilization in history that's known for spreading humanity that comes out of a frozen ass climate. You can't. Man, the Mongols killed every goddamn body. That's why we got all these goddamn red natives over here. Genghis Khan was killing everybody. Yeah, Japan was down with the motherfucking Nazis. The Mongols, y'all keep saying the Mongols. The Mongols were some of the most brutal people ever. Yep, that's right, 11-11. 11-11. Left path, right path, what do you choose? But I can't even believe y'all saying the Mongols. What the fuck? Now the Mongolian Empire was peaceful within, like, there was stories told that a woman can walk end to end of the Mongolian Empire and not be raped and harmed because they have really strict laws about how the society behaved. But how the Mongolian Empire got as big as it got was through Moida. What's up, FBA Honey Badger? I appreciate the donation. Yes, sir. Yeah, let me, yeah, so it's like, look, man. But before we get all the way into it, y'all got to make sure y'all support Jayla. Them dope-ass candles. I be telling you niggas, get these candles. Get them right now. Lightthemood.com. Smelling like fresh cereal and all that shit. Them candles. I don't even eat cereal no more. Like, I can't because that milk be fucking me up. But she got one of these candles she got. That shit made me want to eat some goddamn Fruity Pebbles. Weed Smoke 22 for your 40% off. I appreciate the super chat, Larry. And I'll still knock your ass. I'll take your super chat, Larry. Nigga, take your chin and take your wallet and take the rest of your money, nigga. Yeah, I said it. But yeah, Weed Smoke 22, lightthemood.com. You get it? Oh, it's your birthday, Jayla? Oh, shit. Happy birthday. Hey, man, y'all better buy a goddamn candle. It's Jayla's birthday, goddammit. It is Jayla's birthday. Hey. That's what's up. Nah, Jayla, don't take back nothing you said. Don't take back nothing you said. Whatever you said to Larry, he deserves it. But watch this ad real quick from me.
On beat. Black History commercial. Take
1, and here comes the 2 to the 3 and 4.
Hold up. Celebrate our warriors and scholars. Black history on a t-shirt. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Yep. Mothers of the movement, our scholars. Instead of wearing a sports jersey with someone else's name on your back, celebrate our leader's name on your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Get yours now at hotepish.com/shop. Free shipping on all orders over $75. Also, get your Black American Music family tree at incenseandashtrays.com/shop. 400 years of music created here in North America exclusively by Black Americans on one piece of artwork.
Oh, shit, my mic was on mute. My mic was on mute like a motherfucker. My bad. Get the T-shirts, y'all. Man, I had a dope-ass time last night at the Robert Glasper concert. Robert Glasper, Kamasi, Terrace Martin. They did they thing. They did they thing. Man, it was dope. Got back. It was... And don't tell me hip hop. Don't tell me R&B and jazz is dead. That venue see 2,000 people and that motherfucker was sold out. Black jazz musicians. They had some dope cameos. Man, it was dope. It was dope. Dope meeting Terrace Martin and Robert Glasper backstage last night. That shit was dope. That shit was dope. These cats is keeping real music alive. And get your jingles from Rashad Givens at datfunk@gmail.com. Y'all know he plays my song, my intro song. He raps over it. 832-209-0495. 832-209-0495. Text that number for your jingle. Email him at datfunk, DATFUNQ @gmail.com. All right, we getting into it. We getting into it now. This is going to be one of my old school, back when I used to get on my computer a lot before I was coming on all the time at midnight on y'all asses. I told y'all I'm going to get back to coming 3 or 4 days a week here on YouTube, middle of the day, and give more comprehensive broadcasts on some topics and have some teaching lessons and get back in the swing of things and coming at y'all regularly over here on YouTube. And I'm still going to do my late night lives where I get to talk to y'all and get them my but this here, we about to take a dive into this prison swap. Why am I doing this? And salute to the chat room. Star, everybody in here, quiet. Jay, Breeze, good seeing y'all in the chat room. But we're about to dive into this whole prison swap thing because I wasn't going to do it, but it's been a lot of talk going on Twitter, social media, and I'm seeing a lot of people run their mouth as I turn on my preaching music. There we go. There we go. I like my music bed. But it's been a lot of talk going on about Brittney Griner, and I've been seeing a lot of people, and the reactions, I expect the white dudes to be mad. You know what I mean? The white and the non-blacks. So, they always mad. The non-blacks are always mad at anything a black person is doing other that's not buffooning themselves. If we're not making total idiots of ourselves, they don't like that. They only like us when we playing basketball, rapping, entertaining them, doing some flat out bullshit. In those moments, they cool with us. You know what I mean? Go ahead, black folks, have a good time. But when a black person gets treated with any level of humanity, it's suddenly a problem. Which begs the question, and I was going to title this show this, but if I titled it this, it wouldn't have gotten a lot of. It wouldn't have gotten a lot of traction, and I want a lot of people to hear this. But my official title of today's broadcast is, how much is a black life worth? Write that down. Ask yourself and just ponder on it. Because I want that question to be going through your mind as we talk about this particular subject. How much is a black life worth? And this is a question I ask to both black society and non-black society. Because what I saw was, the disappointing side I saw from the black side of it was, she's just a basketball player. Why is she getting traded in a prisoner swap? Countries engage in prisoner swaps all of the time. Every country spies on each other. Every country has its agents and double agents and triple agents, and read Confessions of an Economic Hitman for more information. So as countries engage in these passive-aggressive militaristic affairs, they arrest, every now and again somebody gets outed and gets arrested in this war game that these countries play with one another. And when these people get arrested, when diplomats get caught doing illegal things and get arrested, when citizens that are wealthy and have a lot of money and their white little kids get caught doing something sexually promiscuous or whatever bullshit, degeneracy these folks do in other countries, they swap prisoners. They do this a lot. And if you read the newspapers regularly, you know, these aren't things that really hit the news like that, but if you scan the papers, the politics section, sometimes the opinion section, because you'll have someone that's from one of those countries and they feel passionately about it, so they'll do an opinion in the New York Times, LA Times, Chicago Tribune, or whatever. If you're someone who casually browses the papers like I do daily, every morning, I don't click on every article. Mostly, I don't click on most articles, but I sort of browse Washington Post, and then these days you have to now pay for that media. I actually pay for it because I just want to get a temperature of what's going on around the world. You see these prison swaps happen. I won't say they don't happen every day. No, they don't. But they do happen on a regular enough basis for people who pay attention to the news. And what you find is, when these prison swaps happen, most people don't give a fuck. They check under their couch. You can check in their shoes. You can check under a rock, behind the ceiling fan. You can check in the cabinets, in the drawers, in your pockets, in your drawers, and you won't find one fuck to give at all. But now that a black woman, but I emphasize the side black, I don't do those schisms. Oh, she's a woman. Oh, she's LGBT. All that bullshit. You niggas that do that shit sound weak. And you women that do that stuff, don't do that. We black people, we a family. Man, woman, and child are equal. It ain't no division. Man, woman, child. And whether that man or woman decides to express themselves as an LGBTQ or trans, we still respect you and we still respect your humanity. And I respect you so much, I'm going to crack jokes on you. Deal with it. You're human. But we black. DeJuan Brown. D-Juan Brown, me. DeJuan B, as y'all niggas call me. I don't play that bullshit. Oh, she's a woman. Oh. She black. She a human. It ain't no hierarchy, man, woman. It's a fucking unit. She black. She just happened to be a tall ass lesbo. And that's fine. And that's fine too. That's fine. But the issue I'm seeing is you got all these dudes, these black dudes going around, and these black folks saying, well, she's just a basketball player. No, she's a human being that was a political pawn at the beginning of the escalating tensions between the United States and Russia because of the war in Ukraine. Russia found and saw an opportunity to arrest an American of somewhat stature, although the only people who watch the NBA, the WNBA, are other women who play in the WNBA and their cousins and sisters and friends and no one else. So, but we still knew who Brittney Griner was, especially if you watch SportsCenter. I remember I used to watch SportsCenter back in the day, and I remember that video of her, Bader, body slamming the shit out that chick that was some chick in a college basketball game was fucking with her. She got tired of that shit and Hulk smashed that broad. Yeah. That shit was funny. But this is a black woman who was the victim of bullshit between nations. And she had an empty cartridge of marijuana oils and shit, or as black men over 50 say, all. I'm not 50 yet, so I say oil still. When I get to 50, 55, I'm be like the rest of you old ass niggas. I'm be like, all. That's how I know a black man. If a black man got a nugget ring on and he says all, he at least 63. 68. If he got a nugget ring on, he says all. Yeah, he could be into his mid 70s, but I digress. Anyway, these things happen all the time, and now all of a sudden, people are questioning the worth of the Brittney Griner trade, and that makes me ask a question: how much is a black life worth? People are saying, well, it's because it's this arms dealer. And he was this woompty wamp and a boom bamp. And he was the second coming of Satan. And all that bullshit. So now everyone is an expert on this Russian arms dealer because it's a black woman that is getting traded for. And I'm calling that bullshit ass behavior out. You niggas sound like hoes. Why is he getting traded for an arms dealer? What else? Couldn't somebody more important? She's just a basketball player. And then those be the same niggas that when somebody they like get mistreated by white folks. Man, it's because we black. It's because we black, man, and we need to come together. We's black. Well, nigga, don't you see how you contributed to the bullshit? What's my rule? When it come to black folks and them folks, we don't make comparisons. We don't equate. Black first mean black first. And if somebody black is getting something good, and they getting released from prison, I don't give a good look. I support it. I don't care who it is. If they got thrown in prison for eating a Tic Tac the wrong way, I'm supporting it. If a black person got thrown in prison for goddamn shooting up something or nigga doing a backflip off the White House lawn, and some of the most and was eating watermelon in front of a Confederate flag. Whatever they did, if they getting free from white folks, I'm congratulating them. I ain't gonna be combing through their whole life with a fine tooth comb. See, now this is why that black person doesn't deserve it. Because 10 years ago, cornball ass nigga. And whoever put that thumbs down just now, yeah, that's what your mama's thumb is doing on some niggas Johnson right now. It's probably the pastors. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so we got this shit going on, and that's something that we got to clean up in house. I'm not a Brittney Griner fan. I don't like WNBA basketball. That's the worst fucking sport on earth. It's the WNBA and then soccer as the two worst sports on earth. Thank you, BB, for the Cash App. I encourage Cash Apps. Thank you for Cash Apps. So we got all this going on and with the world, and the last thing we need to do as black people be running around talking about how if another black person deserves something or not. And again, I'm not a Brittney Griner fan at all. WNBA sucks. The way they move, it look like they're playing ball underwater. That shit sucks. They be having like bullshit ass Karl Malone style layups as highlights. They no look passes. They be staring right at the chick. They throw the pass, and then 3 seconds later look the other direction, and then the announcer be like, "Oh, look at the no look pass." No, ain't with no damn no look. She was looking right at her. WNBA sucks. I don't like how they be talking about, we need to get paid as much as the men. No, you don't. Westchester High School is more interested in watching than y'all. And that's just facts. I will go watch a middle school AAU tournament from kids who just learned how to play basketball 6 months ago before I go to a WNBA game. That shit is terrible. It's a horrible product. I don't like it. Appreciate the super chat, Amara. Oh yeah, I hate the WNBA. I've gotten offered free tickets to WNBA games, and I've chosen to stay home and watch weekend marathon TV shows of do it your home self-improvement, home improvement, and I don't own a house. Yes, I have literally chosen to stay home and watch The Miracle on 34th Street over sitting courtside at WNBA games. Somebody, what do you mean Miracle on 34th Street? The WNBA goes on in the summer. Exactly. I was watching Miracle on 34th Street in July before I go to a goddamn and I'm talking about the white version, the old black and white one with the little curly haired little white girl. That one. I watched that shit on the 4th of July before I go to a goddamn WNBA game. That shit's horrible. But I ain't gotta like the WNBA to know the difference between right and wrong. And yes, I hate Miracle on 34th Street too. But I hate the WNBA more. That's my whole point. That's my point. I remember right before I fucked my knee up, I used to hoop over in the Wooden Center here at UCLA. The Wooden Center is you get some good basketball runs there. But you know, and so when we would be done hooping, sometimes I would scrimmage with the UCLA women's basketball team. And this is when they was going to the NCAA tournament. And this is when DeJuan was this is like right before I tore my knee. So this is when I was a good 345 pounds. Man, I'd be out there running practice. It wasn't their official practice, but they'd be out there at the Wooden Center kind of just getting some unofficial runs in. Man, again, I wouldn't even post up. Like, man, I am not about to get out here and brutalize nobody on the box. I'm just going to sit on the corner and shoot threes in the corner. Yak-yak-yak-yak, yak-yak-yak-yak, yak-yak-yak-yak. I had a couple homegirls that made the WNBA. And they was good. They was dope. Salute to them. And I'm glad they made some money. But fuck the WNBA. I wish they'd get their asses out of All-Star Weekend. They always slow All-Star Weekend down when they throw WNBA players into them All-Star Weekend festivities. But anyway, old head Larry's in the chat room. You can ask him. How fucking fat I was them days. No, not the men's gym. The men's gym is where the NBA runs are, Jay Jones. I said the Wooden Center. I said it on purpose. The Wooden Center, not the men's gym. The men's gym is where the NBA players ran. I didn't hoop with them niggas. When I was in the men's gym, I was watching. I wasn't that goddamn good. When I was at the men's gym, I was sitting on the sideline watching Sean Marion dunk on Kevin Garnett. It's the Wooden Center where the regular niggas played. Get that straight. So back to what we talking about. I said all right to say I'm not a fan of Brittney Griner or what she does. They say take it or leave it, I'll leave it. But none of that matters. If that's who they want to get out of prison, that's cool with me. And let's take a dive into who these people are. Now that I'm done talking about black folks and getting us straight, let's look at these crackers and see what they talking about. I'm going to play a few stories for y'all. I'm going to play one, Fox News' reaction to the release. And then we're going to get into who these other people are that are involved. If you ran in the men's gym, you weren't running at 3 o'clock. You was probably running at 10 in the morning. But from 3 to 6, I can guarantee your ass wasn't running. Not in the summertime. Maybe during the season. But you were not running 3 o'clock in the summertime. But yeah, somebody said, wow, dude said cracker. Yeah, I said crackers. Cracker, goddammit. Cracker! If you didn't like it, let me say it one more time. Cracker! Now, let's go on over here. Let me see here. Where is that? Okay, here we go. We're about to play some audio. I'm not going to play the video, but I'm playing. Oh, shit, my bad. I was on mute. My bad. To the person that was offended that I said cracker, let me say it one more time. Cracker! C-R-A-K-K-K-E-R. I appreciate the Cash App, Knockout Noda. Much respect. Yeah, I do want to make that very clear. If you were offended when I said that, I want to make it very clear. All right. So we're about to go into this. I'm going to play some video. That's what we're going to do from this. And I'm going to skip around. But I want you, the purpose of this is to show you. No, not in Cincinnati. This is how look. This is about to be a lesson in how they stroke white fear. This is about to be a lesson in how they stroke white fear. And how they frame arguments. What the hell's going on? I had some audio shit going on. Y'all good? Y'all hear me? I had some other shit going on in the background. I don't know what that was. Let me close these other tabs just in case. Let me close the other tabs. There we go. Here we go. So we about to go into how take a look into how they're framing this argument to stroke white fear and to use this whole thing as a schism to put fear in the minds of white folks. And this is why us as black people, we can't be having these stupid ass conversations talking about something. Well, I don't know if she was worth it or not. She black, so she worth it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, is she black. What her sexual orientation is or what she does for a living, that's all irrelevant. So let's go on into this and see what they saying and watch how they framing this argument.
Who was serving a 25-year sentence. Some have critical of the move, calling it a gift to Vladimir Putin.
They're going to keep taking Americans hostage around the world as long as they get big trades like this.
Griner was arrested in Moscow in February for carrying vape cartridges with cannabis oil. She faced a 9-year sentence.
I'll play it again.
25-year sentence. Some on Capitol Hill critical of the move, calling it a gift to Vladimir Putin.
They're going to keep taking Americans hostage around the world as long as they get big trades like this.
Griner.
See that? Basically what he was saying was they gonna keep arresting white folks that's doing some illegal crazy shit across the country because that's what they be doing if they can get away with this. They're basically, this is them saying this woman here isn't worth it. And look at the imagery they're using. They have the image of her right behind bars. They have the image of her behind bars, and they're talking about what? Her worth. I'm going to skip ahead. And watch how they're talking about this.
Remote prisoner colony, raising concerns about her condition. Her wife, Sherelle, expressing relief.
Today is just a happy day for me and my family.
Not released.
Her wife. So then now they're saying, look at this. Look at the imagery here again. Let's look at the imagery. As they're talking about her worth,
World, as long as they get big trades like this.
Like
Griner
this,
was
behind
arrested
bars,
in Moscow
look.
in February for carrying vape cartridges with cannabis oil. She faced a 9-year sentence and had been transferred to a remote prisoner
Handcuffed.
colony, raising concerns about her condition. Her wife,
Her
Sherelle,
wife.
expressing
Black wife, too.
relief.
Today is just a happy day for
In that 10-second suite, you had a white man talking about her worth, transition to her image behind bars, heard them bringing up her marijuana, and then bringing in her black ass wife. You know those rednecks' ears are turning steaming right now as they're watching Fox News. That nigga! These motherfuckers are hot right now. And that purposely makes me happy. I'm actually cool with them being mad. That shit funny to me. All I'm saying is, as a black man, I'm not going to play this game along with them. I'm going to let them hoes be mad on their own. I'm not about to help them white folks be mad. They're going to have to be mad on their own. And then look what they do. They juxtapose Brittney Griner with this guy. We going to play him and then get into why this Paul Whelan guy. Listen to what they say about Paul Whelan, and then we're going to get into who the fuck Paul Whelan is.
For me and my family.
Not released, Americans Paul Whelan and Mark Fogel. Fogel has been in Russian custody since 2021. Whelan for nearly 4 years.
I think it's become clear that the U.S. doesn't have any concessions that the Russian government wants for Paul.
The president says Russia is treating Whelan's case differently, and they are still working to bring him and other Americans home.
At this time, we're not able to make that happen, but that does not stop us. Our choices was Brittney or no one at all.
So you see, what they did was they juxtaposed Brittney to the Paul Whelan guy. All right, who is Paul Whelan? Let's find out. I'm not sure. Well, this is Washington Post. I'm not sure if I can play the video. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to get no strike, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put his photo up, and we're going to play the audio of who Paul Whelan is. All right, because I don't want to take too much video. We're going to play the audio of who this dude is, all right? This clip is 2 minutes long, so have some goddamn patience and listen to the whole goddamn thing. Oh, that won't work. That won't work. Let me see here.
Michigan. He works doing security for an auto parts manufacturer. Paul Whelan is a 48-year-old man from Michigan. He works doing security for an auto parts manufacturer. A former Marine and former police officer. Just before New Year's, he was arrested in Russia on charges of espionage. So the facility was being held in a pretty notorious jail, and at some point as he's awaiting trial, which may be for several months, there's every presumption that he will be moved into the general population with other Russians. In the Marines, he was employed twice to Iraq, largely in administrative capacities. He never sought combat. And in 2008, he was given what's called a bad conduct discharge, which is different than a dishonorable discharge. He was convicted of attempts to steal thousands of dollars of funds, and he was also writing bad checks. Anytime somebody is writing checks for money they don't have, it could be a pretty clear indication that they're in debt. That's important because when intelligence agencies are looking for people to recruit, they often look for people who have money who need.
So Paul Whelan is somebody who got multiple passports, who was in the military writing bad checks. You gotta be a sorry motherfucker to be in the military breaking the law. He wouldn't even see if your black ass kid going to the military, they're gonna put him on the front line where they passing out chemicals and shit on these war paths. He didn't get on the front line. He had like basically a job. And this motherfucker still was writing bad checks. Ain't that who these kind of folks usually kind of recruit? Let's keep going.
Some money quickly. We don't know if that's what happened in this case. But what we do know is that he appears not to have been working for any American government. Right now we know of 4 countries where he claims citizenship. The United States, Canada, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. He's reached out for what's called consular access, essentially talking to diplomatic officials in all of those countries. It's not unusual for someone to have more than one passport. It's been unusual about 4, so obviously given...
So Paul Whelan was a dude with 4 goddamn passports. Four passports. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. What's up, Torian Rain? Dude with 4 passports, writing bad checks. This dude had 4 passports, writing bad checks. And they're comparing that. A person that's accused of espionage, of being a spy. There was confusion around why he was even in Russia. He said his family said he was there for a wedding. Paul Wheeler said that, his friend put something in his jacket. And Russia is saying that, hey, there's evidence that's state secrets. That's why we can't let it go. I don't know what the story is. But based on the man being somebody that was in the military and he got caught writing bad checks, that tells me we're not dealing with an upstanding individual. That's a lot worse than bringing weed cartridges into a nation. So for them to be comparing the two, man, I want to see one more part from this particular video. Listen to this.
4 years in Russia, trapped there. So are you hearing from his family? How are they feeling about Griner's swap?
Talking about Paul Wheeler's
Paul's
family.
brother has been very vocal today. Essentially, they are happy for the Griner family. They celebrate that Brittney is coming home, but they are disappointed that Paul is not. Over the summer, there was the potential that there was going to be a 2-for-1 deal. Essentially, Paul Whelan, Brittney Griner in exchange for Viktor Bout. Obviously, that did not happen. They were hoping he would be home by Christmas, but at this point, they are encouraging the Biden administration to keep trying to bring Paul Whelan home.
The whiteness, that's just a white out encrusted vanilla frosting ass man. Like, oh, the dude is accused of international war crimes, and you're just expecting that he's going to be cutting the deal with and equated to somebody who carried a weed cartridge that was basically just a prisoner of war because of the time that she crossed the border with the empty weed cartridges. Like, are we doing that, Fox News? Yes, Fox News, we're doing that because we need to get the middle American white dude on code. Yet again, a Negro is at the center of white problems. These is white problems that white man had. They ain't had nothing to do with no damn Brittney Griner. Niggas don't go to Russia like that. She was going to play basketball. If niggas ain't hooping or playing jazz, they don't go to Russia. The only niggas that go to Russia are niggas that play basketball and play jazz. That's it. So for them to be equating us to them is some BS. But that's what they do. They always have to put us in the center of white-on-white problems. And that's been a thing since the United States has been in existence. Because before we got into existence, you had the 200 Years' War in Russia, in Europe. You had this whole Russia-Ukraine conflict been going back on since 1850. Russia and Ukraine been going at it since goddamn before the Civil War. If you think about it, Civil War is what, 1860? Russia and Ukraine been going at it since 1850? And it really goes on. You really could take that conflict back to earlier we were talking about the time of Genghis Khan. You could really take it back then. You can really take it back to the time of Genghis. You can talk about the Crusades. All these motherfuckers do is fight each other. The longest era of peace the European has had from fighting each other, because they're always fighting each other. So let's say the Western European. The longest period of peace the Western European has had in recorded history, and tell me if I'm wrong, has been the period between World War II and now. When did World War II end? What, 1944? Then and now? This is the longest Western Europe has gone without fighting each other. And when I say Western Europe, I include the United States, because the United States is an extension of West Europe. I always know that. Whenever we're talking about the West, and the reason why I do that, because when I was in college, when I took Western civilization, they were talking about Western Europe and the countries that Western Europe put out, specifically the United States of America, being basically a military extension of the United Kingdom, Great Britain. So when I say Western Europe, I include the United States in that. But the longest period of peace really has been since World War II to now. You're right, there was fighting in the 80s. You're right, Boom. But I mean on a large scale. You know, I ain't talking about the when they kill just a couple hundred at a time. I'm talking about when these motherfuckers go hundreds of thousands. When they start killing, they used to killing millions of each other when they go to war. They die about 1 million when they go to war with each other. Shit. But the centralizing peace has been us. The thing that's kept the United States civil, the reason why all these different nations of Europe have been able to come together in the United States and be somewhat civil, has been because the black people have always been the scapegoat. In the United States of America, the thing that keeps white folks from fighting white folks is black people. Because when them goddamn Greeks and Italians and ethnics was fighting each other 100 years ago, that's what America said, okay, now you white. Now let's look at them niggas as your problem. And that's how they get on cold. They get on cold making us the everything, end all, be all of all the problems. So when you as a black person get around and you echo what they say, you part of the problem. And this Viktor dude, this Viktor Bout guy, this is what I got to say about him. This is what I have to say about the Viktor dude. Well, let me play this part for you on him. This is on 60 Minutes. This is a clip from 60 Minutes on the Viktor dude, the dude that he got traded for.
Of the Soviet Union, federal prosecutors allege Bout essentially became a one-stop shop, offering an unlimited supply of stockpiled Cold War weapons to bad guys around the world, including...
Look at bad guys. Look what they use. Bad guys. Look at that image right there, folks. All right, well, let's keep going.
Charles Taylor of Liberia, who's now on trial for war crimes. According to the U.S. indictment, Bout had a unique selling point when it came to weapons trafficking. A fleet of cargo airplanes capable of transporting weapons and military equipment anytime, anywhere. More than 60 planes in all. His own private air force.
Those Russian aircraft were built like flying dump trucks. He could move this stuff and drop it with pinpoint accuracy to any desert, to any jungle, to any other remote.
Question. What person has that kind of power without any kind of backing? It's a part that I want to get to, though. That it wasn't in that part. Where is it? Hold on. Let me scan this, because there was a part oh, here it is. Listen to what they say about him. Listen to this part.
I supplied every army but the Salvation Army.
U.S. Treasury documents reveal a boot empire so sophisticated, so complex, hidden behind a thick curtain of front companies, that even the U.S. government unwittingly contracted with two of his companies.
They said the U.S. government unwittingly contracted with two of his companies. For what? Did they say why? What did they think? What did they think they were getting in exchange from an arms dealer? Did they think he was a legal arms dealer or something? Did he have some guns that the U.S. people didn't make? See, this is the reason why I wanted to bring up this part. This is the reason why I wanted to bring up this part. Because when you're dealing with people like this cat here, Viktor Bout, whatever the hell his name is, look at him. Look at him. Look at that mustache. People like that with he looked like a criminal. That's a criminal mustache. You can't operate as a criminal with that mustache without the governments around the world knowing exactly who you are, where you are, when you gonna be there, how you gonna get there, what you selling, and what currency you gonna use to sell it. I appreciate the Cash App, Jeff Smith. Much appreciated. Look at that. Look at this dude. Come on now. Let's all just put on our thinking caps. For him to be such a high-level arms dealer, who's he getting the arms from? Who's he selling to? Who's giving him a pass? Do you really think somebody with a structure allegedly as big as the one they're saying he had? Do you think he's able to operate in a vacuum and just be, la da 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 da? I'm going to get these weapons and I'm going to sell them to governments all across the planet. And I'm doing that because my father showed me how. You don't grow a mustache like that unless you plan on being a criminal the rest of your life. There's only two reasons to have that kind of a mustache. To be a NASCAR driver or to be an outlaw. That's it. No honest man grows that kind of a mustache. You a police officer, which is another version of a crook and a thug. Because it ain't no good police officers with that mustache. If you ever got pulled over by an officer and let go, I guarantee you they didn't have one of them kind of stashes. That's the kind of stash to get your ass thrown up in prison for 9 years for an ounce of weed, for a gram of weed. It ain't nobody that plans on making an honest living of their life gonna grow that mustache. And the government knows that. All governments. This dude is Russian. Russian criminals look just like Texas criminals by the looks on his face. And look at his prison mustache. He shaved it down a little bit, but now he kind of got that kind of angle villain stash. He looked like see in this picture right here, he kind of looked like one of them Spanish Latin villains with the way his mustache is trimmed, but it's still a villainous mustache. That motherfucker drink whole milk, and by the time it hit his tongue, it's non-fat. That motherfucker will drink some whole fat milk down into skim milk. He'd be like, ooh, this milk is thin. They'd be like, nigga, that was whole milk. Oh, my mustache must have filtered it out. This motherfucker turned sparkling water into spring water. Like, you might look, you be like, come on, dude. You might as well just go ahead and drink that regular spring water. Because every time you drink Perrier, you mad because the shit's flat by the time it reach your mouth. Those are his problems. So, of course, he's going to be mad at the world be wanting to supply guns. Because he can't drink sparkling water or soda. That nigga Sprite tastes like Arrowhead by the time it get to his tongue. This nigga turned Coca-Cola into coffee through that mustache. All he got from his Coca-Cola is the black and the caffeine. All the fizz is gone. He looked like he starred in a porn opposite Ron Jeremy with that mustache. The Dirk and the Diggler. Of course he's a thug. Look at him. You think this thug can operate all them goddamn years without government sanctions? You think that can happen? So they low-key admitted to contracting with this dude right here. What was that? You want me to play it again, that part? Okay, I will.
Salvation Army. U.S. Treasury documents reveal a boot empire so sophisticated, so complex, hidden behind a thick curtain of front companies, that even the U.S. government unwittingly contracted with two of his companies to deliver supplies to U.S. troops in Iraq.
They contracted with two of his companies to deliver supplies to troops in Iraq. What supplies?
Juan Zarate, Deputy National Security Advisor in the second Bush White House and a CBS News consultant, told us hiring Bout was a mistake.
This was one of the grave complications for the United States. Viktor Bout's tentacles reached so far and so deep that he had access to planes that could provide services for the U.S. government.
Zarate.
See, and they talk about not giving us reparations. They got money to pay this guy enough money to wear that mustache, but they telling us they ain't got money for our reparations. What kind of supply? Why was y'all troops even over there? How much money that cost? He's taking U.S. dollars to get that haircut. He look like this motherfucker. He look like somebody that Charles Bronson beat up in one of them 70s films. He looked like somebody Clint Eastwood shot in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And our tax dollars made this dude wealthy. And now they mad because the United States got to let him go. Well, shit, they gave money to operate. They could have thought he was that goddamn bad, could they? They couldn't have liked him. They couldn't have disliked him that much. They paying him to use his planes. And then he's taking that money to pay a barber to put that shit on his face. I don't trust white dudes with caterpillar mustaches. I just don't. I don't care if they from Russia. Russia, goddamn United States, Ireland, Germany. I don't give a fuck. Italy. If they got that kind of mustache, they're up to nefarious activities. So, this is the game we playing, black folks. They're framing the argument, even in this particular, they're framing the argument, this ain't got nothing to do with us. This guy's relationship with selling weapons and arms and whatever the fuck movie he a part of, that ain't got nothing to do with the black folks. But black folks is all up in their imagery over why it's wrong that Brittney Griner, representative of the worst sports league on the planet, the WNBA, why she doesn't deserve to get released because of this guy did some things that at one point in history the United States paid him to do, allegedly. I'm glad Brittney Griner got out. Any more niggas stuck over there? You know what I want? I want them to get a black person out that really did some fucked up shit. Like, y'all need to go ahead and get out a black person that went over there to Europe and stole back some of them artifacts y'all stole from Africa and the United States. Go to the Louvre, nigga, and go up in the Pharaoh exhibit, and then get a couple niggas to go up in there and take some of them treasures y'all stole back and take them on back to Egypt and shit and Morocco, the nigger Morocco, not the new Morocco. Go up in there in the University of Oxford and take them books y'all stole from them universities in Al-Andalusia, aka Moorish Spain. All those books y'all stole from the Alhambra and from let's get a nigga to do some shit like that and then have Joe Biden pardon that nigga. No. Let's make it even better. Let's just have Joe Biden forget international trade. I want to see Joe Biden pardon every person that was associated with the Black Panthers back in the 60s and 70s. Pardon them niggas. Let's get these white folks real mad. How about that? How about that? Let's get these crackers real mad. Oh, no, it's too late. Don't worry about her. Look, smoke splitter, that ain't nothing to worry about. I hope she doesn't let them. Look, they already got her out of prison, so they got her by the balls that she wished she had. So you could just let that worry go. If they need her to say something, she's gonna say it because they got her out. That cake is already baked, brother. Brittney Griner is nobody's spokesperson. She was a political pawn that got put in prison because the United States wanted, and because Russia wanted to play a game with the United States, since the United States was sanctioning Russia for Russia starting a war against Ukraine. That's what this is about. Always go back to what this is about. Russia's mad at the United States because the United States put sanctions on Russia for Russia starting a war with the Ukraine. Russia, and I did a whole show on that Russia-Ukraine conflict. Go back and check it out. I did it when this shit first popped off back in March. I broke down this whole goddamn conflict from a historical perspective, taking you back 200 years to where we are right now not where we are, where they are. Let's make that Dewan. Ooh, I almost spoke some bullshit into existence. No, to where they are right now. Russia, that motherfucking Ukraine was where the goddamn Soviet Union was founded. And it was broken up when the USSR disbanded. And Putin said back in 2000 that he was going to put the Soviet Union back together. And when he made those moves in Crimea in 2012, you knew that Ukraine was next. And the United States jumped in with some bullshit-ass sanctions. They told Russia asked the United States to stop building NATO because NATO was encroaching upon Russian borders. The United States didn't listen and kept beefing up NATO, getting closer and closer to Russian borders. So Russia made its move to get the Ukraine back, and the United States stepped in with the sanctions. So Russia turned around and did some bullshit, and they used Brittney Griner as a political pawn. That's all this is. She ain't nobody's leader. I don't support Russia. I don't support the United States. Fuck all of them. If you ask me, I support the United States for bringing home Brittney Griner. They did something right. I support this country for that. I ain't gonna be a total hater. I support this nation for bringing her home, but you don't get. It's these are the political games we're playing. So the last thing I want to do is see you niggas out there trying to make her some kind of a martyr. No, she ain't. She's a chess piece. She's a piece. Look at the chess board, not the chess pieces. Got it? Y'all got it? And that's what we talking about here. This is a political war with political bullshit. And it ain't got nothing to do with us. And it really has little to do with Brittney Griner. She just fucked up. She just made a mistake. It really has little to do with her. She was a piece on the chessboard. That's all. Firefight ass. Here's a quick question. Who will play basketball in Russia? Nigga, everybody. As long as Russia's offering money, people are going to go play in Russia. They just ain't going to take no vape cartridges with them. That's all. Yeah, expect for Brittney Griner to be part of an LGBTQ spokesperson in 2 years when it's time for re-election. The Democrats are going to play this up as a victory for black people. We got to know that. They are going to play this as a victory for black people. Don't buy that shit, black folks. This is not a victory for us. This is the United States doing its political posturing. That's all it is. Welcome home, Brittney Griner. We're glad you're home. Because that was just a total sad situation. But she's just a political chess piece. A chess piece that the United look, she wouldn't even have gotten arrested had the United States not sanctioned Russia. See, them other folks that got arrested was doing some politically espionage spy shit. Brittney Griner was just hooping. You dig? But thank y'all for listening. I'm gonna upload maybe tomorrow I'm going to upload that Twitter space I did with Dr. Short where we talked about the whole Deion situation and everything on Twitter spaces. I'm probably going to upload that shit tomorrow because there's a good chance I won't be talking to you niggas tomorrow. So I'll upload that so y'all have something to feast on, something mental to feast on. All right. I was thinking about doing Instant Cincinnati race tonight, but probably not. Instant Cincinnati race will be back on Sunday night. Sunday night, and I'm not sure who I'll be breaking down, but Sunday night. All right. So remember this. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Thank y'all for listening. I'm out.